Bitcoin history is repeating once again, and yet again people will start being bearish exactly on the support once a big bounce is going to get unavoidable. So let's talk about exactly that within today's update video, but we will discuss a lot more than only that, like all the most important Bitcoin charts, the latest news hitting the market here, the upcoming events for next week basically. We'll take a deep dive in towards Ethereum and also a little bit into altcoins. So from there guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube videos, and then we can dive in towards the most important content. Yet again people start being bearish on Bitcoin exactly above the support, and that is never a good idea, because I do think Bitcoin is about to initiate that final move to the top side in this ending stage of the cycle, because that is what we have seen every single Bitcoin 4-year cycle, and big and exponential move in that ending phase. So I don't think this time is going to be any different. Bitcoin is trading above that support, and I do think from that support, maybe even retesting it, but definitely from there, there's still one big Bitcoin push left in the tank. Bitcoin is on that shorter term about to retest this support line, and that's also exactly the support line which we have been bouncing from earlier. I do think if Bitcoin is going to lose this exact support line, things will start turning a little bit more bearish. Then we have, for example, this support level over here left, but I do want to see Bitcoin holding this trend line to stay bullish on that short-term perspective. Bitcoin is bouncing off this bull flag, so basically retesting the bull flag, and from there could be initiating another move higher, because this is like a setup I've seen a few times before for Bitcoin, breaking out of the bull flag, a big fake out basically, and then moving down, retesting the bull flag, and then moving up once again. So I do think that scenario is once again highly likely here. And on the very short term time frame, so basically the 1 hourly, Bitcoin is still flashing this major bullish divergence, which we have been discussing in the video yesterday. It isn't playing out quite well yet on the RSI definitely, but Bitcoin is finding a little bit of upside momentum, but not too much yet. It's still a little bit weak in my opinion, because Bitcoin is basically ranging, and once we are going to break out of this range, from there we could see another big push higher, but for now we are just going to be ranging here until proven otherwise. So let's see about exactly that. It's quite a big range. Also, we do definitely have a big week incoming, with tomorrow being a super important day already here, with Trump and Zelensky meeting, maybe even with other European leaders too. We have the FOMC minutes dropping on Wednesday, initial jobless claims on Thursday, and a new Powell speech on Friday. So it's once again going to be quite the interesting week there. And if you do want to profit from this volatility we are probably going to see in the market this upcoming week, make sure to start trading on Bitunix yourself, because here you can claim over $400 just by signing up on the platform and starting trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself. So I do think this is going to be one of the most beginner friendly platforms to start trading, just because you can claim some absolutely insane deposit bonuses. And from there, I do want to dive in towards the Ethereum chart. For Ethereum, it's actually quite simple. There's one big resistance level left, and once Ethereum is going to break exactly that, I do think first of all, a new massive Ethereum move is going to follow from there. And second of all, I do think altcoins will start performing the most bullish once breaking exactly that all-time high here. So that's going to be a super important level, and you can clearly see it if you, for example, overlay the Ethereum chart with the altcoins market cap. Once we did break the previous all-time high, we saw massive momentum following for altcoins. So I do think that's going to be the most profitable period for altcoins. So let's hope Ethereum is going to break that all-time high quite soon. We have seen a big rejection from exactly that supply zone just below the all-time high, and Ethereum does have quite some trouble with closing the weekly. So also today's close is, I do think, going to be an important one. Are we going to close in the supply zone, above it, under it? Let's see about it, but it's going to be an important weekly close there. I think the breakout is confirmed. We've basically broke the most important level for Ethereum, that $4,000 level. That was the most important level. I do think Ethereum could be likely in the near future maybe even not next week or after, let's see. But I do think eventually we could be retesting this $4,000 level, just because it's such a big resistance, and I do think a lot of buying pressure is laying in that zone. So if Ethereum is going to see more downside from here, I do think that's going to be a huge level to bounce from and move towards those all-time highs next, and that's going to be a level where I am willing to take a massive Ethereum trade if we are truly going to hit those levels. But yeah, we are going to keep you guys updated about that also in the trading group, and of course just keep watching the update videos, then you will not be missing out on those next big moves. I did already take some profits on my Ethereum spot position at my conservative case target. I don't want to repeat myself in every single video, but basically on that conservative case target, I did take some profit on the table on my spot holdings, which I mostly accumulated under $2,000. So I did make an insane profit on exactly those holdings, and I do think Ethereum could be likely to be hitting that bull case this year, which is laying over $6,000. So I do think there's still a lot of potential in the tank left for Ethereum. Also because currently you can clearly see the trend that large investors are absorbing a lot of the sell pressure from retail. Retail investors are currently selling, large investors are buying, and I do think you can also see it on the chart that each Ethereum dip we have been seeing basically, so I will remove some drawings here, each Ethereum dip we have been seeing is getting less and less significant. That simply means that large investors are absorbing the sell pressure from retail faster and faster, and eventually you are just going to be shooting up much higher for the Ethereum price action. So I do think that is looking quite good here. Also on the Bitcoin dominance, we have a bullish signal flashing for altcoins, which is this bearish crossover, which could get confirmed anytime now here on the monthly time frame. And once we did saw this in 2017 and 2021, we saw a major uptick for that total 3 market cap, so basically the altcoins market cap. So that's also going to be absolutely huge if this is going to repeat. Yes, this signal could be flashing anytime soon here, guys. So the outlook for altcoins, definitely on that somewhat of a longer term for like the next few months, is looking insanely bullish. The altcoin season index is also showing the first signs of exactly that. Currently it's flashing 55 on the altcoin season index, so we are not in that altcoin season yet, but we are getting quite close. And I must say, once we start trading in that altcoin season index territory, you do also want to take some profits over there. So also keep that in mind, guys. And guys, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update video, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.